Hello and welcome to Gladiators TV. My name is Gareth Bemister. I am your host this evening and your commentator for this meeting here at the Plymouth Coliseum. Tonight we have got National Trophy action this evening. We have got the Plymouth Centurions for the first time here at the Coliseum this year, going head to head with the Birmingham Bulls. Now, last night they were up at Perry Bar in Birmingham and they raced each other, and it was a fairly close affair as well. These two teams are pretty well matched. It's looking pretty good. The Centurions, they've had a couple of meetings away from home. They'll be keen to get home here to see just what form they've got. We're looking forward to seeing some of these youngsters in this team in action here as well. Of course, this National Development Trophy is just that. It's development. It's time for these youngsters to shine. Of course, the Plymouth Gladiators riders, Joe Thompson and Ben Trigger, are here. They're part of this team, and certainly their knowledge of championship level speedway will be useful this evening. So we're looking forward to this match this evening. Lots and lots of things to look out for this evening. Really looking forward to seeing all these youngsters in action. But for now, we're going to head up to Nigel. Nigel's in the pits and he's going to have a chat with the team managers.
We're joined by Barry Bishop. Barry, your first home match in charge of the Centurions. How much are you looking forward to it?
Can't wait. We've had two away now. We ran Birmingham pretty close last night and we performed well at Kent, so really looking forward to tonight, and it's good to introduce all the riders to the fans as well.
Up at Kent, you were well in it, so I was up there watching that meeting, well in it, just until the last few heats. It fell away a bit, didn't it?
It fell away a bit at Kent, unfortunately. I think it's not the first meeting for all of them, but for most of the team that they've done this season, I think, it was a hot day as well, and probably a bit tired, a bit nervous and everything else. But anyway, it is what it is. That's done now. We move forward, and looking forward to tonight against Birmingham.
Put up a good fight last night, though, up at Perry Bar.
Yeah, a really good fight last night. To be honest with you, I was really concerned at the start because the boys couldn't get out the gate, and then we had a little group chat and said, right guys, you know what, we're not performing as good as we should be today, and it's time to up our game, and they did. And so now we're just the 7 points down, so I'm hoping we can recover that and get the bonus point today.
Quite handy having Cooper Rushton as a guest.
Yeah, it was very handy having Cooper Rushton as a guest, but you know, he scored the same average as Joe did, so I think that's when the guest system worked. If we'd have brought him in for Morgan, which we probably could have done on a 3-point average, and had a rider replacement at number 1, it would have been a different story. But it is what it is, and yeah, he rode really well for us, and we're very thankful.
Good to have Joe back tonight, especially on his home track here.
Yeah, I love Joe. What a great person he is on and off the track. He's a really good performer, and I'm hoping this will be a good season for him, where he can push on and show the true talent that he is.
What's the situation with Morgan Williams at the moment? He had a couple of offs up at Kent, didn't he? But
yeah, so Morgan's got some issue with his shoulder, and he's been signed off actually for 40 days, believe it or not. So I don't know what he's done. I think maybe a disconnection of the shoulder joint to the clavicle, but I'm not entirely sure. But I know he's in a lot of pain. I'm not sure if he's here today, actually. But for Morgan, you know, I'm really sad for him. You know, he's come through my first skid. He was so keen, and he just had a little bit of bad luck.
You obviously lost Matt Marston before a wheel had been turned, but you've got a good replacement in Mickie SIMPSON. He battled really hard up at Kent. Yeah,
he rode really well at Kent, and he rode well last night once he again got dialed in. So Mickey's a great character. He's good fun to have in the pits with the team. I've only just really met him the last 2 meetings. Instantly liked the guy, and I know he can do a good job. I saw that he scored a maximum up at Redcar the other day as well. So hopefully tonight, this first time on the track, so hopefully we'll see what he can do.
Not just the win tonight, but I guess the target is turning over that 7-point deficit for the bonus as well.
100%, that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Wish you all the very best this evening.
Thanks very much, Nigel, appreciate it.
Joined by Birmingham team manager Laurence ROGERS. And Laurence, nice for you to be back on an old stomping ground.
Oh, very much. Yeah. I was only talking with Mark the other day, you know, it doesn't seem 8 years ago that we were started this venture off together.
And you impressed with how things have continued here?
Oh, very much. You know, the amount of work and effort that Mark and the team put in here, the big improvements, the track's, you know, a lot bigger and better, and all the stuff around it. So, you know, great stuff.
Has it been an ideal day for track preparation with cloud cover and a bit of moisture this morning?
Probably not. You know, it looks very dry at the moment, but Chris Ronan's going around flooding it for us. So no doubt by heat 1 there'll be plenty of water in it, especially knowing what Mark's like.
Only 24 hours ago you were racing each other and you had a good home win against the Centurions.
We did, yeah. We started off on fire, but the second half of the meeting, we fell apart. We had a few falls there, and Plymouth made to pull it back a little bit to an 8-point deficit for them.
How do you view your prospects tonight?
Difficult. We're missing 2 key riders in Darryl Richards. We've got rider replacement, and Max James, who is with his Toyota apprenticeship today, so he couldn't miss that. It's slightly more important, but we're giving one of our MDL riders, Joe Crewe, his debut in the National League. So, having a junior team is important, and this is something the boys aim at.
If you could win and get the bonus, so I think you'd be top of the table tonight, admittedly having had a few more meetings.
Well, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to get one over Jason Pipe and Kings Lynn then. This is the first meeting we've had where we haven't had Cooper Russian against us.
All right, so
I told him yesterday. No, I actually tried to get him to guest for me today, but he couldn't.
Oh, that's a shame. How have you found the campaign with the Bulls? As I think this will be your 6th meetings. You've been quite busy.
Because there's been a bit of a gap between when we last rode and now. With 2 on trot. Then we've got Kent home and away left. But it's important. At the end of the day, it's track time for these lads, and it's great that they're able to ride in both the National League and the National Trophy and get as much on board as they can. Yeah,
you've always been someone who's supported youth riding, and that's been a really good development this year, hasn't it?
Excellent. It's one thing that I really wanted to do.
Well, we wish you all the very best this evening, Laurence.
Thank you very much.
So here are the lineups for tonight. So the Centurions making their debut here this evening. We have got Joe Thompson captaining at number 1. There's rider replacement at number 2. Kai Ward at 3. Mickie SIMPSON comes into the team for number 4. Ben Trigger at 5. Charlie Southwick is at number 6. And Ryan Ingram at 7. The team manager for the Centurions is Barry Bishop. And for the Birmingham Bulls, rider replacement at 1. Arran Butcher comes in at 2. Sam McGurk at 3. He was in great form last night at Perry Bar. Joe Crewe guests at number 4. Tom Spencer is the captain at 5. And at 6 it's Senna SUMMERS. Eli MEADOWS at 7. And the team manager, Laurence ROGERS. Well, good evening. Here we are trackside at the Plymouth Coliseum. And as you can see right before you here, we have got the visiting team this evening, the Birmingham Bulls, getting themselves prepared and ready to go out on track to show themselves to this crowd this evening here at the Coliseum. A modest crowd in this evening, but we are glad to have lots of people joining us via live stream this evening for this intriguing encounter this evening. Lots of youngsters, lots of young faces in here in this pits, trying to make an impression here at the Plymouth Coliseum, a venue that has been tricky to ride in the past, but lots and lots of modifications over the years means that this track is perhaps now much more suited to these youngsters and trying to find their way around the Coliseum. So we'll see how they get on this evening. Now we're looking at the Centurions. They've had a couple of meetings as a team in this National Development Trophy, and now we are here at home at last. And I think I'm just going to grab a word, if that's all right, Paul. I'm just going to go over, because I know this man. This is Kai Ward. And hello, Kai. Kai's a good grass tracker. Had a bit of a go on the grass recently, haven't you, as well? But here on the Speedway, and probably these days, you're probably more comfortable on this sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I've done a lot more Speedway the last couple of years than I have grass. I started on the grass, but I wanted to try and focus on the Speedway. And making decent progress at the minute, but, yeah, looking to make more and hopefully have a good year.
It's a place you've been here before, of course, a few times, and it's a track that you know a little bit. But for the home team now, it's a little bit different, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah. I did a bit of second half and a few laps after meetings and stuff like that. Never any real race meetings here, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, good stuff, Kai. Have a good one. And yeah, great to see you back on the grass. Another man who I've seen a lot of on the grass lately. Can't get rid of you, can we? Mickie SIMPSON, Plymouth Centurions.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice to have the opportunity to come ride my bike a little bit more. It's good to get about, and hopefully it's another thing that we can tick off the list.
It's a decent league for riders at your level as well, I think, this one. It was a decent sort of tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in both of the national leagues at the minute, there's some real good riders. You've got some strong number 1s, some strong number 5s. Definitely gives you something to fight for.
Yeah, great. Well, I'll let you get on, Mickie. I'm sure we'll be speaking to you later on as well. And all the others. Ben Trigger, of course, is here. He's part of that championship team, so he will be very much a leading figure tonight, especially given the fact that he's done so many laps around here. And these 2 young reserves, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram, we're looking forward to seeing them finally riding for their home team this evening. Both so young. I mean, when we saw them out on the track walk earlier, they just looked like two young fans. I suppose they only are sort of 15, 16, so they are youngsters. No doubt the nerves will be jangling tonight for both of these riders down there at reserve. But there's no pressure, of course. They'll just enjoy themselves, I'm sure. As you can see, the riders are starting to get themselves lined up now, ready to be announced to this crowd. So I think at this point I'm going to throw up to Nigel. Nigel Walrond is up in the commentary booth. Nigel, I'll be up there in a moment to join you.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Great to hear from a couple of the team there. The riders just out on the track now, just waiting to be introduced to the crowd, and then we'll get the coin toss to find out who will have choice of gates for heat number 1. It's been pretty dull here all day. We had a little bit of drizzle this morning. And it's still pretty overcast now, but the forecast is set fair. We shouldn't have any problems with the weather. And even though it's still quite hot, it's not been that blazing sun that we've had to, well, you either enjoy or endured over the last few days. And the track had a good watering, maybe an hour before the start time. And you know, you can see already that water is soaked in.
It's interesting to see these riders here getting announced for the first time as a home team here. That must be quite nerve-wracking, especially for these youngsters.
Yeah, they've had a couple of meetings called Centurions, both of them away at Kent a couple of Sundays ago, and then at Birmingham last night for the Bulls. This is their 6th out of 8 National Development Trophy meetings. So I think they've only got, I can't remember who Laurence ROGERS said now, they've got one, Kent, they've still got a race home and away. They're second in the table at the moment, just behind Kingsley, and if they did win with the bonus point tonight, it would put them top of the league. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You said the first chance for the Centurions to actually get on the track this season here at the Coliseum.
It's a cool tournament, it's a cool sort of trophy, it's a good idea, another chance to see some of these youngsters racing at this level. Of course, Ben and Joe and some of the others, we do see them occasionally in the championship, but that is very tough for those riders to make an impression at that level.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Mickie SIMPSON tonight as well. I saw him in the Harbour Masters at Poole a couple of weeks ago, and he put in a really battling performance. I know Paul Stark won the meeting, but if there was a rider of the, or most entertaining rider of the night award, Cooper Russian and Mickie SIMPSON, I think, would have been up there battling it out for that one. He then rode very well as a guest for the Centurions up at Kent, I said a couple of Sundays ago. Then the Barry Bishop swooped to sign him to replace the injured Matt Marson, and then he did well again at Birmingham last night. So it'll be good to see how he goes around this track tonight.
Yeah, he's a good rider, Mickie, and he was unlucky at the earlier in the under-21 qualifier earlier in the year here. He was riding well, but just not quite well enough. And he's come a long way in the last year and a half or so. He was quite erratic, I think it's fair to say, before, but he's really sort of sorted himself out. He's much smoother. He's riding a lot of grass track at the moment, as I mentioned just now, and going well. He struggles to start on the grass track bike. I don't know if the Speedway form is the same, but on the grass he doesn't make the gates. But that does make him very entertaining.
Well, I think that's why he was exciting at Poole, because he often found himself with a lot of work to do, but he's certainly a brave boy and likes to really get stuck in. But great opportunity for Joe Crewe, making his National Development League or Trophy debut, one of their MDL riders, Midland League riders. But big ask for him, but I'm sure he'll enjoy the experience.
Yeah, I'm sure he will, and he is a name that I've seen a little bit of as well. He does a lot of. He's been around the Formula Grass Track as well, I think, which is a sort of a subcategory of grass track, which is really useful up in round where he lives. So he knows how to ride a motorbike, Joe. But yeah, this will be a test for him. There's no doubt about that.
And of course, tonight is Barry Bishop's first home match as team manager. The star man over on the Isle of Wight is managing the Centurions this season. He's had a couple of away defeats so far, a couple of good battling performances from Plymouth, but this is his first home match, and as he said in the interview earlier, he's really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, and Laurence ROGERS on our screens now, of course, another man who's done an awful lot for Speedway over many years, similarly to Barry as well. But Arran Butcher there getting himself ready. That's his dad Richard there holding the bike, and Arran, he's won 2 big grass tracks recently. It's been really good for his confidence. He rode in one in Holland a couple of weeks ago and rode very well, but then fell in the final, looking like he was getting in the top 3, and then he's won 2 big domestic grass tracks in the last 3 weeks. So his grass track form is fantastic, and he has been going well on the Speedway as well. He's been scoring some good points at this level.
Yeah, he got a couple of heat wins in the Harbour Masters at Poole, showing how well he is going at the moment. So as I said, even though they are missing Darryl Richings and Max James, they've still got some good solid point scorers in their lineup.
Senna SUMMERS here in our screens. We're pleased to see him because last night he pulled out. Now he's another one that rode well down here for the under-21 qualifier, but didn't qualify initially. He goes well round here, but tonight, of course, we're pleased just to see him.
Yeah, that's right. That's the last thing Birmingham would have wanted, to lose Senna SUMMERS with 2 riders out already. So great to see him, and hopefully suffering no ill effects from whatever caused him to drop out up at Perry Bar last night. And the riders just coming around to the start line for heat number 1.
Yeah, just listening because there's a few changes already in this first race. I'm just wondering. We've got all of those changes, but here is the lineups then. Here are the lineups, I should say, rather, for this first heat 1 here. And off the inside there, Ryan Ingram off of gate 1 in blue, the youngster. Gate 2 there, Arran Butcher in yellow. Joe Thompson off of gate 3 in red here, and Tom Spencer. Here's the rider off the outside in white. So tapes up, away we go with heat number 1, and Joe Thompson very confidently makes his way into that first turn. Tom Spencer's trying to come around the outside, but Ryan Ingram has got himself into that second place, so it's a good positioning here for the Centurions.
Yeah, great piece of gating there. Ryan Ingram will be delighted here, leading a couple more experienced riders in Tom Spencer and Arran Butcher, and taking the Centurions at the moment onto a 5-1, but Joe Thompson showing his championship class from the gate there, shooting away in front, and at the moment the Centurions pair looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, well, Joe Thompson, he's been riding at every level, of course, this season. This is exactly what you'd expect from him, a very polished performance. But Ryan Ingram here, he really is the story here. He's made a fantastic gate, and he's getting away from Tom Spencer in that 3rd place.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely delighted, the youngster, with this 2nd place behind Thompson, and Centurions get off to the perfect start here with a 5-1 over the Bulls.
Yeah, great 5-1 there for Joe Thompson and for Ryan Ingram. No doubt Thompson will be delighted to have turned round and seen that Ingram is there in 2nd, and a really good way for the youngster to get himself started. So a 5-1 to get us started here in Heat 1. Here are the official results. It's a win for Joe Thompson in red, 3 points to him, 2 points there to his teammate Ryan Ingram in blue, 1 point there to Tom Spencer in white, no score for Arran Butcher in yellow, and we're off to a winning start here for the Southwest Tyre Recycling Centurions.
Let's watch this gate again and see how well Ryan Ingram did off the inside here. Obviously Joe Thompson flew out of trap number 3, but Ingram followed him round that inside and just forcing Tom Spencer wide on that 2nd bend, and from then on really it always looked like being a 5-1 for the Centurions.
Yeah, he did exactly what he needed to do there, Ingram. He made a flying start and just pinned it to the inside, but no doubt this track will evolve as the evening goes on. Track looks good at the moment though, Nigel.
It does, yeah. It's as I said, they watered it probably about an hour before the meeting started, and the track has taken that moisture really well, and it's looking in really good nick. It's one of those days, as I said, when it's overcast, I always think that you get better racing in Speedway because you haven't got the boiling hot sun drying it out, as well as the strong winds.
No doubt Ben Trigger will be keen for a big one tonight.
Him and Joe Thompson, you really expect to be the 2 standout figures in this Centurion side.
Dave Waters, the referee. My knowledge of referees isn't great. Nigel, what are we thinking of Dave Waters?
Yeah, he's certainly. When I hear that name, I don't have any concerns.
That's
so that to me suggests he's a very good referee.
No concerns is about all you can hope for as a referee. I think it's about the most you can hope for, really.
The less said about one of the refereeing decisions in the Grand Prix at the weekend by an English referee, the better, I think.
No comment. So we move on to heat number 2 then. So we've got the youngsters, real youngsters here, and Ryan Ingram. The delay has been because Ingram is out back to back here. So we will. We've just had a little wait for Ryan to go back in, to clean the goggles, and get himself ready for this heat number 2.
And can he repeat the goods? He was off the inside on his first outing. This time he's off the outside.
So the lineups then for heat number 2, we've got Senna SUMMERS here off of the inside in gate 1, who is in good form at the moment. Gate 2 in red is Charlie Southwick, out for his first ride as well. Eli MEADOWS comes in to gate 3 in yellow here, and Ryan Ingram this time he's gone from the inside to the outside. He's off gate 4 here in blue.
Just got a tiny light drizzle just starting to fall here. It certainly won't affect the racing, and it's not forecast to get any worse than this, but in terms of keeping the track moist, it'll come in very handy.
So here we go then with heat number 2, away we go, and Ingram has not made such a good start this time. It gets very close in his first turn, and Eli MEADOWS finds himself in the dirt there. And he's picking up the machine. We don't have any red lights yet. Now we've got red lights, so the race is being stopped. And no doubt Charlie Southwick will be bitterly disappointed. He'd found his way to the front there. But I think it got very tight there, Nigel.
Yeah, he's excluded, the referee's excluded Eli MEADOWS. I thought that might be the case because he didn't stick the red lights on straight away. And, I mean, the referee had the best view of that. You maybe could have had a case for first bend bunching there. It got very tight, didn't there, between the rider on his inside and his outside. It just unsettled him a little bit, didn't it? But
there he is, Laurence ROGERS having a chat with the ref to find out what the crack is.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Doesn't agree. He doesn't agree. No.
Well, I've got huge sympathy with him there.
Charlie Southwick there must be thinking that was good. We're going to have a look at it here, another look at it. So here we go. So they all arrive at the same time. Charlie Southwick's made the best.
Charlie Southwick he just gets squeezed between the two riders there, Eli MEADOWS, doesn't he? And
yeah.
I think there was enough there to merit an all-four back, definitely.
Yeah.
And you can understand why Laurence ROGERS is not a happy bunny with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, not happy, but off we go again. Ryan Ingram has he struggled to get off the starting gate 4 that time, but luckily he wasn't collected by Eli MEADOWS. I mean, when I saw Eli go, I thought that might have been the concern, but he managed to get away from it relatively unscathed.
I think there also needs to be an appreciation of the level that we're riding at here. You know, these are youngsters, you know, making their way in the sport, and you know, if something's very clear cut, then fair enough. But that for me was a 50-50 call, and I think he certainly should have been given the benefit of the doubt there.
Well, here we go, the rerun of heat number 2. We've got Senna SUMMERS here off the inside in white, Charlie Southwick off of gate 2 in red, and Ryan Ingram is off the outside here, gate 4 in blue, and he's got lots of room because the rider in yellow, controversially there, Eli MEADOWS, excluded. This rain's got a little bit heavier, Nigel.
It has. It certainly wasn't forecast, so you know, it's certainly not going to put the racing in doubt at the moment. It's
ruined
like,
my programme.
Yeah, it's very thick sort of drizzle at the moment, isn't it? Anyway, here we go with heat number 2.
Here we go then, heat number 2, the rerun takes up, away they go. They all make a good start. Senna SUMMERS is the rider that hits the turn first. He pushes Charlie Southwick slightly wider than he wanted to be, and now Senna SUMMERS is leading this heat number 2 here with Charlie Southwick chasing.
Yeah, good gate there from Senna SUMMERS off the inside. He said he's been in some good form recently, and he's certainly showing that in this race out front. Being put under pressure here by Charlie Southwick, who's almost overcooked it on the third and fourth bends, and then has mucked up Ryan Ingram, who did well to stay on there. Ingram's managing to carry on in third place, but Senna SUMMERS leading the way here.
Unfortunately, I think Ryan Ingram left the circuit, so I fear that he'll be excluded here, but certainly Charlie Southwick's having a go here at Senna SUMMERS, isn't he? He's really trying to put the Birmingham Bulls under pressure late on in this race. I don't think he's going to have enough. Once again, he throws it into that turn. It's a win here for Senna SUMMERS in white. Charlie Southwick, a great effort to have a good go. In fact, he's carrying on. He's not even seen the checkered flag by the looks of it. He's still not slowed down, is he?
He must be wondering what's happened to Senna SUMMERS.
I'm hoping he spots this in a minute. Now he's realised the race is over. But
Well, he won the 5th lap, anyhow.
So I'm interested to see what happens here with Ryan Ingram.
It was very close, wasn't it? Down on that 3rd and 4th bend with him going over the white line.
It does sound like they have rewarded Ryan Ingram, so that is good news. I mean, he was avoiding action, I suppose, but I don't know how it works. But the win there in white, Senna SUMMERS, 3 points to him and to the Bulls, 2 points to Charlie Southwick in red, 1 point there to Ryan Ingram in blue. No score for Eli MEADOWS, excluded in that yellow. It's a 3-all, which means we are now at 8-4. And I'm quite excited by the pace there that Charlie Southwick seemed to have, Nigel. He seemed to be a very, very quick rider. Sorry, Nigel, go on.
No, he did, he was very impressive. But I said Senna SUMMERS would have been delighted with that gate off the inside, but Southwick kept him honest for the full 4 laps there. And as I said, he even did a 5th lap when he didn't need to.
Well, he got screwed up, of course, on the 2nd lap, and I think that just probably put a doubt in his mind to have a really good go. But he certainly looks fast. So good things are going to come, I'm sure, from Charlie Southwick later on this evening.
And this is Mickie SIMPSON. Yes, your programme's a bit wet already, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not even going to write on it. I went to write on it, and it's just a waste of time at this point. So here we go then. Heat number 3 is at the tapes, and we have got in gate 1 here Mickie SIMPSON in blue for the Centurions. Gate 2 is Sam McGurk in white for the Bulls. Gate 3 is Haywood in red for the Centurions, and off the outside here, Joe Crewe in yellow for the Bulls. Now, Sam McGurk was flying last night.
Yeah, and of course his brother Harry had a spell here, didn't he, riding for Plymouth in the championship. But Sam racked up a lot of points, didn't he, at Perry Bar last night, and he'll be, well, Laurence ROGERS will certainly need him to do a similar job here this evening.
He certainly will, and the rider in yellow here coming in as a rider replacement for Max James. So, as a replacement for Max James this evening, and Max James would have been scoring a lot of points. Joe Crewe here. Well, we don't know what's going to come of Joe Crewe. We're about to find out, because tapes are up in heat number 3. Away we go. And it is Sam McGurk that leads into the first turn. He is chased by Mickie SIMPSON. Coming around the outside is Kai Ward. So Joe Crewe is out the back. But it is all about Sam McGurk once again here in white.
Yeah, picking up where he left off last night. Sam McGurk looking very impressive out front. As I said earlier, Mickie SIMPSON will battle all the way to the end. That's the type of rider he is. He's in 2nd place at the moment. Kai Ward in 3rd, just locking up a little bit on those 3rd and 4th bends. But Sam McGurk building up a bit of a lead here at the front.
Mickie SIMPSON's having a look at that dirt, and Joe Crewe has come off at the back here. He's just pirouetted a little bit, and the machine has pirouetted as well. So we've got red lights on here with Joe Crewe in the middle of the circuit. They've all managed to avoid him, thankfully. But it does look very slippery out there on the outside.
That was a little bit nasty, that, wasn't it? Because it looked like he was going to clear the track, so the referee didn't put the red lights on, and then he slipped as he tried to recover the bike and ended up sprawled across the track just as the riders were crossing the start-finish line. And thankfully, the start marshal on this first bend managed to get a red flag out and just slowed Sam McGurk down enough, and it made sure he took that inside line and avoided the prostrate Crewe on the bend there, and he's got a bit of a problem with his bike now, having to wheel it back in on one wheel.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what's happened. I think it's probably clogged up with dirt there. But the race has been awarded, we're hearing there. So we've got a win for Sam McGurk, an impressive win there. 3 points to him, another win in this 2 legs of fixtures. Kai Ward picks up the 2 points there for 2nd. Mickie SIMPSON is 3rd. And I thought they two were the other way round. I don't know, Nigel, but Joe Crewe obviously no score there. But I don't know if I missed something after the fall.
SIMPSON was 2nd, wasn't he?
I thought SIMPSON was 2nd.
Yeah, it's as I said, unless something, we were looking at Joe Crewe, weren't there? Unless something happened while we were watching him. But either way, it's a 3-3 and it's 11-7, and the aggregate difference is still a 3-point lead to the Bulls. Yeah,
so they've produced 2 race winners now, Senna SUMMERS and Sam McGurk. Both riders have been going well and certainly have been tipped to be race winners. And but this time we've got Ben Trigger coming to the tapes, along with Ryan Ingram, who has already had a paid win earlier on in the race. So this is the 3rd of 4 races for Ryan Ingram, so we have got a little bit of a delay getting him onto the circuit at this point, but here he comes. Busy night for him, he'll be relishing it at his age, there's no doubt about that.
Glad to say the drizzle has just about stopped now, so hopefully that's the last we'll see of that this evening.
So here we go then, heat number 4 is coming to tapes. We've got Ryan Ingram off of gate 1 here in blue. Eli MEADOWS is off of gate 2 in yellow, a chance for him to turn his evening around here. Gate 3 is Ben Trigger in red, Tom Spencer off of gate 4 in white. So Ingram had a really good start from gate 1 earlier.
Yeah, he's back there again, and Tom Spencer will be hoping for better from his first outing. We picked up a 3rd place, but he is off that, what has in recent weeks been a difficult outside gate.
And Ben Trigger here managing to, of course, they get to wear their own kit at in this league, which is lovely for Ben because he's got some really nice gear with his lot of pink. Takes a lot to wear pink. Oh, we got Ben's dad Lee behind us. Takes a lot to wear pink, Lee. So yeah, and Ben's looking absolutely sharp, as is Lee, as always. So here we go then. Heat number 4 is at the tapes. So tapes up, away they go, and Tom Spencer's made a good start off for Ben Trigger, forces him over. Ben Trigger takes the lead, but Tom Spencer's built up lots of speed. He has to slow going into bend 3. So Ben Trigger takes up the mantle here at the front.
Yeah, Ben looking in impressive form out the front here, showing a lovely style around that first and second bend. All the Bulls rider went ever so wide there in those first and second bends, but just about avoided hitting the fence. But Ben Trigger beating up a very big lead here over Tom Spencer.
Yeah, we've got Ryan Ingram in that 3rd place, and at the moment they're all sort of going the same speed and matching each other. So Ryan Ingram, if anybody, is going to have a go at Tom Spencer, but Ben Trigger looking very, very impressive out front.
Yeah, looking like a championship rider, Ben here, and picking up the 2nd heat win for the Centurions for the evening.
Ben Trigger takes the win then, and it's a very good win for him. Tom Spencer coming home in that 2nd ahead of Ryan Ingram in that 3rd, confirming the 4-2 for the home side. Eli MEADOWS goes back into the pits, not looking very happy at all with things after that disappointing ride, but 3 points to Trigger. So here's the result then of heat number 4. Ben Trigger, 3 points to him in red, 2 points to Tom Spencer in white, 1 point there to Ryan Ingram in blue. No score to Eli MEADOWS in yellow, 4-2, 15-9. The Centurions are, with that 5-1 in heat 1 and now this 4-2, are looking very good after 4 heats. So pleasing that Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson have both done exactly what they ought to be doing at this level. And we can see how it was done here with Ben Trigger making a fabulous start, as you can see. Both he and Tom Spencer got there together, but look at this. This is where all of that experience that he's been getting at championship level comes in handy. He moves him over, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, very impressive from Ben Trigger there. Just give a shout out to Dylan Spuddy Hodgetts. He's a Birmingham worker and volunteer up there at Perry Bar, I believe, is watching tonight. So hope you're enjoying the coverage, Dylan. And it's still very much all to play for in this battle between the Centurions and the Bulls, not just for the 2 league points, but also that bonus point as well.
So we've got heat 5 coming onto the circuit here.
Got another rider replacement, haven't we, for Darryl Richings?
We're just waiting to see what that is. Of course, you can see the Bulls are out here, but we're waiting for...
and it's Sam McGurk, I think.
Well, that'll be very interesting because he is in very good form, and Arran Butcher off the inside here. So a good pairing here. Haywood now is making his way round to the start as well.
And of course, the whole team is eligible to take the rider replacement ride, because Darryl Richings, of course, is their top average rider, and he's the one who's missing.
So Mickie Simpson's decided to take a shortcut here to get to the line. So here we go then, Mickie Simpson, you just joined us. Mickie Simpson is doing a bit of a limbo there, but off of Heat 5 here, off of Gate 1 is Arran Butcher here for the Bulls in yellow. Gate 2 is Kai Ward in red. Gate 3 is Sam McGurk here in white, and Mickie Simpson is off the outside here in blue. So Simpson and Ward for the Centurions, and we've got McGurk and Butcher here for the Bulls. Here we go then, heat number 5. Tapes up, away they go. And Arran Butcher and Sam McGurk have made a brilliant start. The Birmingham Bulls pairing, they lead down the back straight. Mickie Simpson's going to have a go at Arran Butcher here as they go up into this top corner. Arran Butcher's turned the bike hard, but it's close for that second and third.
Yeah, great battle here for second and third. Great gating there from the Bulls, leading the way out front. But Mickie Simpson, I said, is going to battle all the way to the tapes here, right on the tail of Arran Butcher. But can he force a mistake or create the space where he can get an overtake? But it's very, very tight.
This is a great display here from the Birmingham Bulls. Mickie Simpson, he is generating a bit of speed into that bends 3 and 4, but not enough to catch Arran Butcher, who's riding a very sensible inside line, not deviating from that line at all. He looks very, very tidy. Simpson's got no answer to him.
Yeah, Sam McGurk looking really impressive out front, and Arran Butcher following him home, and that's a 5-1 hit back there for the Birmingham Bulls, putting them right back into this. Mickie Simpson coming home in third, but a joyous 5-1 for Birmingham.
Yeah, they'll be delighted with that, and that's really going to turn things around here this evening. So Sam McGurk is in tremendous form here so far. Of course, he has ridden well this year at this track for the under-21 qualifier earlier in the year. He rode very well there as well, so we know he goes well. Here's the results then of this Heat 5. A win for Sam McGurk in white, 3 points to him, 2 points to Arran Butcher in yellow, 1 point to Mickie Simpson in blue. No score there for Kai Ward in red. It's a 5-1 to the Birmingham Bulls, and now we are at 16 points to 14.
Yeah, great start here from the Birmingham duo off gates 1 and 3. As we look back at the replay, and they really dominated things going into that first bend. Mickie Simpson doing his utmost down that back straight to try and get round Arran Butcher. The Butcher just shutting the door, and after that he had the better of Simpson for the remaining 3 laps.
Yeah, no way through. There's the boss, Mark Phillips, of course. Lots been said about him lately because it's been his birthday this week, of course. So, although I think they advertised it the wrong day, so he wasn't. So he had to point out to everybody that he'd been celebrating his birthday a day before his birthday. But happy birthday to Mark!
Belated happy birthday.
So 62 points to 57 now. So once again, the Bulls pull away a little bit. This aggregate score, you know, could be closer than you thought, Nigel.
Yeah, well, as I said, they desperately needed the likes of McGurk and Spencer and Butcher to score points tonight in the absence of Max James and Darryl Richings, and they're certainly doing that so far.
So riders for Heat 6 coming on to the circuit, and we of course have got Joe Thompson back on the circuit here, who's already taken a very impressive win in his opening ride, but we've got some very good bulls coming out in this one in the form of Tom Spencer and Senna Summers. So Joe Thompson, you would assume, would be able to take care of these guys, given the fact that he is riding at Premiership level for Leicester, of course, but you never know.
We've also got a rider replacement who we're still waiting to see, who's coming out in blue here for the Centurions, the Southwest Tyre Recycling Centurions, as they're known this season.
So Heat 6 then, we've got Joe Thompson in red, we have got Tom Spencer in white, and it's Charlie Southwick coming onto the circuit in blue, and Senna Summers is off the outside in yellow. So Charlie Southwick did look fast earlier on when he was chasing, so he was chasing Senna Summers, so he looks on the pace, Charlie Southwick, out for his second ride here.
Yeah, this should be a good battle here.
Yes, well, we assume that Joe Thompson will be clinical here from the inside, but you never know in Speedway, of course, but Joe certainly will be looking to get away and leave Charlie Southwick to the Wolves, I think, in this one, or the Bulls in this case. So Heat 6 then, here we go. Tapes up, away they go, and it is Thompson who makes a great start. Tom Spencer's made a good start as well. Charlie Southwick's gone right up the inside, and he's being quickly overtaken there by the rider in yellow, but Charlie Southwick's got himself back into that third.
Yeah, Tom Spencer out-goated there by Joe Thompson, but Charlie Southwick for a minute looked like he might get through into second place, but it's Tom Spencer holding that second position at the moment. 2 laps still to go here. It's Southwick now trying to go underneath Spencer as they go around the first and second bend. Spencer just holding his line well there, but Southwick's not giving up without a fight here.
Once again, Charlie Southwick is having a really good go here at Tom Spencer for that second place. I don't think he's got any space to get up the inside of him, but certainly Charlie Southwick looks like he's got plenty of pace in that motorcycle. But Joe Thompson takes his second win of the evening. He is very clinical in what he's doing. Tom Spencer finishing second there, but Charlie Southwick there in third, making sure it is an advantage to the Plymouth Centurions. He's congratulated on the back straight by the fans, as too is Joe Thompson, who has now had 6 points from 2 rides and doing exactly what is needed of him this evening.
Yeah, impressive from Joe Thompson there.
So the results then of Heat 6, it was a win for Joe Thompson in red, 3 points to him, 2 points to Tom Spencer in white, 1 point to Charlie Southwick in blue, no score for Senna SUMMERS there in yellow. So it's 4-2 to the Centurions, which brings us back to 20 points to 16 after 6 heats. And we've got a bit of a track grade coming onto the circuit at this point.
Just see this back, as he's expected Joe Thompson really dominating from that inside gate. Tom Spencer wasn't too far drift going into that first bend, but Thompson then just took control, and Southwick almost got underneath Spencer there, and then he himself came under pressure at the back there. But Thompson ending up holding on for the victory, and Spencer in second place. Gate so far, well, again, as we've seen so often in recent matches, Gate 4 is not very good for getting race wins, but fairly evenly spread across the others. Gate 3, the best one at the moment, 3 wins from the 6 races.
Yeah, narrowly the better gate, really, but it's but Gate 4 never seems any good until later on in the meeting. But Charlie Southwick here having a chat with Barry Bishop. I'm very impressed with this young man. He looks very fast and he looks hungry as well.
Yeah, getting some, no doubt, some good advice there from Barry Bishop.
Yeah, it's just that start. He's just got to make a better start and then he's away. But he did come under pressure there, as you said during the replay. He came under pressure, responded to it brilliantly, and then, of course, managed to put Tom Spencer under pressure as well. So plenty of speed there from Charlie Southwick. That's Mitchell Clough.
Good to see. He had a good points haul. I think it was up at Glasgow on Sunday. I think he got 6 points up there. So good to see him continuing his improved form at the Coliseum last time out.
He's had a tough start to life in the British League, unfortunately. He had a few real challenges to overcome, and now he is starting to score points, which he must be relieved and delighted about in equal measure, I'm sure. So Laurence ROGERS there getting his rider ready, and no doubt quietly pleased with things. 2016, 4-point gap, that's not too bad at all at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be very pleased. As I said, bearing in mind they're missing a couple of their big hitters. You've got to say, when you add those 2 into that side, it's a strong looking lineup, isn't it, the Bulls have got?
Yeah, it certainly is, and obviously here we've got Joe Crewe coming out, who had that fall in his opening ride. He comes in for Max James, one of the riders of which you're speaking at the moment. But Joe Crewe, not the best of starts for him. He ended up going out into this sort of slushy, well, it's not too slushy, but the thicker mud and the thicker shale, and couldn't find his way out, basically.
It should be a great battle between Ben Trigger and Sam McGurk here, both off the 2 inside gates.
So here is the lineup then, off of Gate 1 here for the Birmingham Bulls. Sam McGurk off of Gate 1, unbeaten so far out of 2 rides. Gate 2 is Ben Trigger for the Centurions, unbeaten in 1 ride. Then we've got Joe Crewe out of Gate 3 here for the Bulls, and Charlie Southwick off of Gate 4 here for the Centurions.
So still a little bit of drizzle falling here. As I said, it's nowhere near heavy enough to threaten this meeting, but just making it a little bit unpleasant if you're watching in the stands. But it's particularly as Gareth found out, if you're trying to fill in your programme.
Yeah, I made the fatal error there of leaving the programme out in the rain, and now I've just given up with it. So you'll have to keep me on my toes with the points and everything, Nigel, because I've completely lost track of it. I'm trying to read what I've written and I can't even read that. So never mind. We'll keep you up to date here on Gladiators TV as we look towards heat number 7 here, which is at the tapes. And tapes go up. Ben Trigger's moved at the start. I think he knows he's going to get pulled back here. Ben Trigger did move at the start. Yeah, he definitely preempted the start there. I don't think he touched the tapes though.
That's what you call a flyer. I think he was.
Here we go. He knew it as well, didn't he? He knew it immediately. Look at that. He's ready. And oh, there we go. He's lucky there. He's very lucky not to have touched the tapes.
That'll be a warning for Ben Trigger. As you said, I think he knew straight away that his dad, Lee Trigger, who's mechanic as well, just popped down to the gate to see if he needed to tweak anything, but Ben shot straight back round to the start line. So, and the only rider that we're waiting for is Joe Crewe, who's going back into the pit. So, has he got a problem? I'm not sure you're allowed to leave the track, are you? Anymore?
I'm not sure what's happened there for Joe Crewe. He's disappeared back into the pits. Here's the lineup then for Heat 7, the rerun of Heat 7. So Sam McGurk off of white once again off the inside, Ben Trigger off of gate 2 in red, Joe Crewe off of gate 3 in yellow, and Charlie Southwick off gate 4 in blue.
Joe Crewe's changed his bike, so obviously an issue with that first one. I don't know if this is the one he crashed on earlier. This looks very clean, so I'd imagine this is his second bike, and he tried to come out in his first ride on the bike he had the initial problem with in his first outing.
Yeah, he's changed to the bike there. A bit unusual that the way. I don't know why it looked a bit odd, didn't it? I think it's because it went back into the pits and then back out again.
I don't know if this is his equipment, because for a Midland Development League rider to have 2 bikes here tonight would be quite impressive, I would have thought.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, a lot of them do have this 2, 3, 4 bikes now, don't they? A lot of the riders do. It's a very expensive hobby for these guys at this stage. But here we go then, the rerun of heat number 7 at the tapes, ready to go here. Ben Trigger and Sam McGurk off the inside, certainly the riders to look for here. Tapes go up, away they go, and it is Ben Trigger who makes an absolute curler off of the inside. Sam McGurk slots into that second place, but crucially, Charlie Southwick has found his way into that third place, and he will now chase after Sam McGurk.
Yeah, Ben Trigger left Sam McGurk for dead at the tapes there. Perfectly alright gate that time. But Sam McGurk was well behind Ben Trigger even when they got to the first bend, and Trigger looking again as he did in his first ride, looking very stylish out front, looking very comfortable and building up a very big lead over the previously unbeaten McGurk for the Bulls.
Yeah, this is another clinical performance here from one of the Plymouth Gladiators doing Centurions duties here this evening. Sam McGurk, who has been unbeaten so far this afternoon with no answer to Trigger, and it's good to point out here as well as he goes around the last turn that Joe Crewe looking much better in this ride as well, albeit coming home in 4th. But it is a heat advantage to the Centurions as Ben Trigger fist bumps his way down the back straight and takes his second win of the evening.
Yeah, he looked very impressive there, Ben Trigger out front. As I said, he comfortably outgated Sam McGurk, and opening up that lead now to 6 points.
So here are the results then of heat number 7. It was a win for Ben Trigger in red, 3 points to him, 2 points to Sam McGurk in white, 1 point there to Charlie Southwick in blue, and no score there to Joe Crewe in yellow. It's a 4-2 to the Centurions in that heat, 24-18 now on the night. And I think that we can have a look here at Ben Trigger making a picture-perfect start and never looking back, really.
He flew, didn't he? Absolutely flew out of the tapes there. He had to be careful that time, of course, already on a warning, but no suggestion at all of a false start there. And once he was out front, boy, he looked really good.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he even grabbed a tear off as he went round the first corner, almost in pity, I think, threw him. But certainly didn't need it because he wasn't grabbing any of the roost from anyone, given the fact that he'd made such a cracking start. But we move to heat number 8 here, and we have got rider replacement here, and Kai Ward will come in for the Morgan Williams rider replacement here. You can see him off the outside here, Kai Ward. So the lineup then for heat number 8, here we go. Off the inside here we have got Eli MEADOWS in yellow for the Birmingham Bulls. Ryan Ingram already on page 6 here. He's off of gate 2 in blue for the Centurions. Arran Butcher off of gate 3 in white for the Bulls. And Kai Ward off the outside here, gate 4 in red for the Centurions.
Still drizzling, isn't it? I don't think we're going to be having any intervals or anything tonight. I think they want to get through this as quickly as possible, just in case this does get any heavier. But as I said, there's no threat to the racing at the moment, certainly.
No, the track remains very, very good at the moment, and Ryan Ingram here has got page 6 already at this point, and he's looked very impressive, and comes to the tapes here potentially looking at a heat win if all goes to plan. There's a puddle on my programme, Nigel. There's a puddle. That's an actual muddy puddle now.
Mine's a mixture of water and dust now, so hence what we get from standing on the first bend here.
Here we go then, heat number 8 takes up, away they go, and it's Ryan Ingram who makes a great start. So it is Ryan Ingram who leads. Arran Butcher's coming around the outside. It's Butcher who leads going into bend 3, but Ryan Ingram slots into that second place, and crucially he's got Kai Ward in that third place.
Butcher showed his experience there. It was a great gate from Ingram, but Butcher just went around the outside like he was on rails, and looking again very accomplished out front, but Ingram is trying his hardest to get his nose back ahead.
He is not letting Arran Butcher get away here at all, but Arran Butcher will know where he is. He's just riding a safe and secure line, Arran Butcher, keeping things tidy, making sure that he's on the inside. If Ryan Ingram's going to go past him, he's going to have to go around him. And there's a little bit of a battle going on at the back here as Kai Ward comes under pressure from Eli MEADOWS. It's going to be a win here for Arran Butcher with Ryan Ingram in that second place. And coming home in third there is Kai Ward. So a good ride there from Butcher.
2 races in 1 there, but Butcher winning the one at the front, and Kai Ward coming home in third to take the one at the back.
So Arran Butcher there, as you say, showing a bit of experience. He knew that Ryan Ingram was going to try and stay on that inside line, so he quickly dove to the outside and went round him and never looked back. So it's a win there in white for Arran Butcher. 3 points to him, 2 points to Ryan Ingram in blue, 1 point there to Kai Ward in red. No score once again for Eli MEADOWS in yellow. Honours evened there in this race. 27 points to 21 now, with this 6 point gap remaining. So let's have another look at this here with Ryan Ingram making a brilliant start here.
Yeah, he did, but look at Arran Butcher there, just gently sweeping around the outside. No fuss at all, no drama. As I said, showing all his experience there, and unfortunately Ryan Ingram then, despite his best efforts, couldn't get back ahead of Butcher.
And Eli MEADOWS was beginning to put Kai Ward under pressure at the back, and Kai Ward just responded to it, made sure that he kept Eli MEADOWS at bay. Not a lot of overtaking on that top corner, but we know it can happen, and we have a look here at the gates once again. Gate 4 still a complete graveyard.
What a surprise. I think if we looked at the last 3 or 4 meetings here, I think, is it only Ben Barker who's won from Gate 4 in the championship? I think I'm right in saying that. But yeah, not too. Gate 3 has obviously got 4 winners and a couple of apiece from Gate 1 and 2.
Oh, that's us. I was just about to talk about Charlie Southwick, who's just to our left. I'm very impressed with both Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram so far this evening.
Yeah, and they, as I said, I saw them up at Kent, and they both put in battling performances there as well. And it's great, isn't it, to see these youngsters getting this amount of track time and these opportunities. And hats off, as I said to Laurence ROGERS before the meeting, to have this National Development League and National Development Trophy this year. which means riders can double up in different teams in both of those competitions, and it's giving them so many more meetings, and hopefully the fruits of that will be seen in months and years to come.
So here we go then, the lineup here for heat number 9 as we move into the second half of this meeting. It's off of the inside here, Tom Spencer in white for the Birmingham Bulls. Mickie SIMPSON there with an IE off of gate 2 in blue, and Senna SUMMERS off of gate 3 in yellow. And off the outside here, Kai Ward back to back here, he's in red off of this difficult outside gate.
This should be a good scrap, this one. As I said, Kai Ward probably isn't delighted to be in gate 4, but the 3 inside him are all going to enjoy a good battle here, I would think. And of course the aggregate, even though the Centurions have opened up a 6-point lead, the aggregate is still incredibly tight.
So here we go then with this heat number 9, and tapes up, away they go. It's an excellent start off the inside there for Tom Spencer, but he's missed the corner a little bit. He's left a huge hole up the inside, but he still maintains that lead. Kai Ward and Mickie SIMPSON fill that second and third. Kai Ward's out of shape, he's got a problem with the machine, I think. 2 problems out the back.
What a shame, as he did brilliantly around those first 2 bends to get into second place. And I don't know if the bike went first and then he had problems on that bend, or whether it was the other way around, he had a problem and then he's really punching the bike in frustration. I suggest it was probably the machine gave out on him, but Tom Spencer out the front here, Mickie SIMPSON in second place.
And Mickie is building up a lot of speed here in the second. He's backed it in there. So Mickie very gracefully comes, he's straight up on his feet there, but completely backed it in. And this means that the rider in yellow, despite stopping there, they've put the red lights on here, so we have come to a stop, although Mickie SIMPSON is hoping to push home here. But the rider in yellow, who came to a virtual stop in the first lap, has just picked up 2 points here, and Mickie SIMPSON is now pushing round. I'm not sure how this works.
Well, the red light's gone on, so I think this is all futile. I'm surprised the referee put the red light on at that point, because he was in the process of picking himself up, and I don't think this will count, because I'm sure I saw the red light go on, but we shall see. But if not, and he's pushing around for a point. Yeah, he's excluded. The referee has just confirmed that.
That's a shame. And I think he's yeah, I mean, I would say he could do with the exercise, but he probably couldn't actually, Mickie. He's only a slip of a thing. But here we go. Here's the score here. Tom Spencer, 3 points to him. And I believe it was 2 points there to Senna SUMMERS. Or did Senna SUMMERS not score either?
I'm not sure there. Mickie SIMPSON's excluded. Kai Ward dropped out.
Mickie SIMPSON's excluded. Senna SUMMERS, there we go.
There we
so
go.
Senna SUMMERS there. Yes, a 5-0.
Yeah, so 5-0.
So I'm just pleased to see Mickey's up. He really did. He was building up a lot of speed, and then as he flicked it into the turn, it just backed itself in. So here we go. Let's have a look at this again. In he goes, and round it comes. And all of a sudden, that horrible feeling of going backwards. But he rolled very nicely, and that meant that he dissipated all of that energy. And he goes again later on, I'm sure. But Mickie SIMPSON once again building up the speed and creating a little bit of excitement there.
And that's massive in the context of the meeting, because the gap's down just to 1, and Birmingham have now still got that 6-point aggregate advantage. So it sets it up rather nicely for the remaining 6 races.
It certainly does here. And Ryan Ingram is coming out here for another ride. So Ryan Ingram getting plenty of laps in this evening. Ryan Ingram is coming in to replace Morgan Williams here in the Heat 10. We've got Joe Crewe out once again as well here. So we've got Joe Thompson, of course. That's the rider who's coming off a 4. So he's been unbeaten so far, and he's been clinical. So it'll be interesting to see if Joe Thompson can do anything with this outside gate.
Up against Sam McGurk as well, who was beaten for the first time by Ben Trigger in that last race.
So here we go then, heat number 10. We've got off the inside Joe Crewe in yellow, Ryan Ingram off of gate 2 here in blue, Sam McGurk off of gate 3 in white, and Joe Thompson off of gate 4 in red. So
Joe Thompson in gate 4. So are we going to get our first heat winner out of that outside gate? And if anyone can do it, it's Joe Thompson.
yeah, he would certainly be the man who you would put money on to get anything out of here. But Sam McGurk, he's had 2 wins in a second, so he's been going very well. Ryan Ingram, though, he's on paid 8 now coming into this race, so delighted with how he's been going, no doubt.
Yeah, he's been very impressive so far from the reserve berth.
So here we go then with heat number 10, and takes up, away they go, and it is Joe Thompson who sweeps across the front of everybody and leads as they come around the turn. He has a quick look over his shoulder to see where Ryan Ingram is, and he is exactly where he needs to be. So we have got a 5-1 potentially here, but Ryan Ingram has got to keep Sam McGurk at bay.
Yeah, brilliant from Ryan Ingram here. As you said, can he keep Sam McGurk behind him? It's looking like he will at the moment, but Ingram's riding looking so impressive in second place. Joe Crewe at the back. So McGurk not making much headway here.
So Joe Thompson, he had a quick look around behind him just now. He once again saw that Ryan Ingram looked very, very comfortable in that second place. So after that 5-0 and the drama of heat number 9, this is probably exactly what was needed to get this fixture back on track from a perspective of the Centurions. Around they come for the final time. It's a win for Joe Thompson, and it's a 5-1 there for the Plymouth Centurions. A fabulous ride once again for the reserve there, Ryan Ingram.
Yeah, brilliant. First heat winner from gate 4, and Ryan Ingram celebrating with a back straight wheelie there. And he'll be delighted. But yeah, Joe Thompson, I said if anyone could win from gate 4, it was him.
Yeah, a great job there from Joe Thompson and Ryan Ingram. He's still wheeling, Ryan Ingram. He's absolutely delighted with that one after heat 10, and that does take him on to paid 10, so paid 11 in fact, so he'll be delighted. So here's the results of heat 10. In first place there, Joe Thompson, 3 points to him, 2 points there to Ryan Ingram in blue, 1 point to Sam McGurk in white, no score for Joe Crewe. It's a 5-1 to the Centurions, which brings us back to 32 points to 27, and a fine ride there from Ryan Ingram, and no doubt Dylan Spuddy Hodgetts, who I believe sponsors Ryan Ingram, will be completely delighted with seeing him go so well.
Yes, I'm sure he will be.
So here we go, Thompson there did exactly what we predicted he would do, but Ryan Ingram there, he's very quick off the starts, Ryan Ingram. I think that's probably half the battle there, really. So I can see Sam McGurk, he's having a look, but Ryan Ingram got plenty of speed, and he is able to pull away.
So there's the aggregate scores. The Plymouth Southwest Tyre Recycling Centurions 73, the Birmingham Bulls 75. And here's the scores. And yep. Joe Thompson obviously 3 ride maximum at the moment, and Ben Trigger also unbeaten. As you said, there's Ryan Ingram, that stands out, 8+3. Charlie Southwick's also chipped in with 4, and Kai Ward unlucky really, 2+2, but he was in a good position, wasn't he, when whatever bike problems he had. Mickie SIMPSON with 3, and you look at Birmingham, as I said, they needed their named riders really to score well, and they have. McGurk 9, Skipper Spencer with 8, Arran Butcher 5+1. Couple of riders not scoring. Senna SUMMERS has done very well, 5+1 as well from reserve.
Well, he has, but of course that paid win he got in the last race, he virtually stopped in the first corner. Yes. Or in the second corner.
That's a very good point.
So he could think himself very fortunate, I would suggest, to be on paid 6, but you take them when you can get them.
Yeah.
So heat 11. And we've got Charlie Southwick, who has also been going well. 4 points so far, has not finished a race out of the points so far. He'll be delighted with that. There's no Darryl Richings, so we've got rider replacement coming into white here, and it will be Senna SUMMERS coming out for an extra ride here in place there. So here's the lineup then for heat number 11. We have got Ben Trigger here off of gate 1 in red, unbeaten so far in 2 rides. Gate 2 in white is Senna SUMMERS. Gate 3 is Charlie Southwick in blue, and Arran Butcher here off the outside here, gate 4 in yellow. An open one, of course you'd expect Trigger to do the winning here, but the other 3, it's difficult.
Yeah, Arran Butcher said he is off that tricky gate 4, but you would expect him to be the main opposition for Ben Trigger.
Yeah, he's been riding well. 5+1 so far for Butcher. He's had some tough rides, but he certainly rode well in his last ride, and no doubt he would love to get one over on Ben Trigger. Here, coming off of gate 4 though, it's a tall order, and Ben Trigger has been going absolutely brilliantly so far. Of course, no doubt relishing the opportunity to ride at this level in front of his home crowd.
Charlie Southwick would love to outgate Arran Butcher here on the outside.
So here we go then, heat number 11. Takes go up, away they go. Ben Trigger's made a good start, so too has Senna SUMMERS. Trigger moves him over, turns the bike hard. Senna SUMMERS has come around the outside of Ben Trigger, so Senna SUMMERS has forced his way into that first place. Trigger is in second. There's a clash for third and fourth, and Charlie Southwick goes off onto the infield.
Arran Butcher will be excluded there. He locked up on that bend. He's then slammed into Charlie Southwick.
We might be able to see here on the replay. You can see the riders in third and fourth whilst I was looking at the front. So Butcher locks up, and Southwick
forced Southwick
to go
onto the infield.
So Charlie Southwick having a look at the bike. I think the bike stopped, so he's a bit concerned as to what's gone with it. Having a look over for some help.
I didn't hear the announcement, but I'm sure that would have been Arran Butcher excluded.
He just seemed to lock up.
Yeah, that's been confirmed by Andy. Thank you very much. So, yeah, easy decision there for the referee, because Charlie Southwick was basically knocked off the course. Nothing Arran Butcher could do there. He was just trying to regain control, but Charlie Southwick forced onto the infield, and the red lights came on straight away.
Senna SUMMERS will be bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, it's great piece of riding by him, and to go round the outside of Ben Trigger as well. And so often you see in reruns, it's never repeated, but they're going to have to do a little bit of work on Charlie Southwick's bike, I think. As I said, he took a real whack on the side of the machine. But yeah, Arran Butcher's got a bit too much grip there, didn't he?
Yeah, he seemed to...
Barry Bishop, the team manager, just...
Yeah, I was concerned for the bike here. That's what I was wondering. It seemed to stop, and is it an exhaust issue? The exhaust has bent where he ran into him.
Mark Phillips.
So this is very technical. What's happening here?
Well, as I said, he took such a whack on that side of the machine. I'm not surprised there's damage. Yeah,
and if in doubt, it's not a broom, is it? But it does look a bit like a broom handle being used. That's a very technical piece of equipment there.
Just trying to straighten it all out.
So we've got drama here with Charlie Southwick, and now there's clearly that exhaust has taken the whack, and you know, how many people does it take to straighten an exhaust? I suppose there's a lot of people crowding around there and having a look. And
Mark Phillips, the promoter here, really getting stuck in, trying to help out there.
Yeah, they look happy. So 32 points to 27, but that aggregate score, as we mentioned, was 48-41 at the beginning of the evening, and it's now 75.73. So the Bulls still clinging on by the skin of their teeth, really. That 5-0 drama in Heat 9, no doubt, making a huge difference here at this point. Otherwise, you'd just assume that the Centurions will be home and dry.
And they really do need Senna SUMMERS to repeat what he did in the first running of that race. So we can tie this up. It keeps them very much in the hunt for, still to win the meeting, but also the bonus point as well. Obviously Charlie Southwick been given a bit of time here to get his bike issue sorted out. If you are wondering, it is still drizzling a little bit here, but it's very light. And it's certainly brighter now, isn't it? The skies have brightened up, particularly over towards Cornwall. It's almost sun shining over there.
Let's go over there instead.
I've got to be honest, I didn't expect it to be drizzling or not. That's not what the forecast said.
Looks like we're ready. Charlie Southwick's got the exhaust sorted out, hopefully. Ben Trigger will be having a think, no doubt, here about how to make sure there isn't a repeat of what went on there. Summers just made a good jump in gate 2 and got across the front of him, I think. But no doubt Trigger will be thinking that what he needs to do to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Well, whatever straightening out they did, it's obviously worked a treat, because that bike looks like it's running very smoothly now for Charlie Southwick as he comes round to the tapes. And here comes Senna SUMMERS out of the pit gate, as I said, hoping to repeat what he was doing ahead of Ben Trigger there before that race was stopped. Of course, the son of Arran SUMMERS, who was a great servant of, obviously an Australian, but had a long spell in British Speedway.
Yeah, so here we go with the lineups for Heat 11. We've got Ben Trigger off of the inside here in Gate 1 in red, and Senna SUMMERS off the Gate 2 in white, and Charlie Southwick off Gate 3 in blue, and Arran Butcher's place there being vacated after his mishap there with Charlie Southwick.
Yeah, easy decision for the referee. That one happened right in front of the referee's box as well, so he had a perfect view of what happened there between Butcher and Southwick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Butcher had got himself into that shape and have got himself out, but then unfortunately he didn't count on the fact that Charlie was quite so close to him behind, I don't think. But here we go then. Heat number 11 is ready to go. So tapes up, away they go, and Trigger has made a much better start this time, and Charlie Southwick has got across the front of Senna SUMMERS as well. So all of a sudden Senna SUMMERS has gone from leading this race to finding himself out the back.
And that often is what happens in Speedway. We never rerun, but he's got around Charlie Southwick there, and Southwick comes back brilliantly underneath him to regain second place. Great scrap going on between these two youngsters here.
Charlie Southwick not willing to give up that second place at all there. He went back underneath Senna SUMMERS, forced the issue and got himself back into that 5-1 position there behind Ben Trigger. Tremendous determination from Charlie Southwick. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, and Senna SUMMERS now well adrift at the back, and he'll be so upset that race was rerun. Of course it had to be, but he was going to pick up 3 points. He's now only going to pick up 1 point. That's a great 5-1 for the Centurions, and that really puts them in the driving seat in this meeting.
A great 5-1 for the Centurions, and another fantastic ride from one of these two young reserves here. Charlie Southwick now showing himself to be a real talent here as well. So brilliant news from the Centurions, and a great win there for Ben Trigger, his third of the evening. He celebrates down the back straight, and no doubt will be delighted with this big points haul here. So it's a win there for Ben Trigger, 3 points to him in red, 2 points there to Charlie Southwick in blue, 1 point to the unlucky there Senna SUMMERS in white, and no score for Arran Butcher. 5-1 to the Centurions, 37 points to 28 now for the Bulls, and I believe it's the first time that the Centurions have retaken the lead of this two-leg fixture.
Yep, 78-76 they now lead. Great gate here from, well, both Centurions riders. Ben Trigger on the inside and Charlie Southwick on the outside.
He gets himself into that second. Of course, SUMMERS then works hard to on this corner here. You can see he's just overturned Southwick on the inside. He's surprised a little there, but look at this. He doesn't panic, gets back to that inside, and then gets back up the inside of Senna SUMMERS. A great ride there from Charlie Southwick.
As you said, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram, so much potential and promise that we've seen tonight. And there's Dave Waters in the box, tonight's SEB referee. As I said, he's had 1 or 2 decisions to make tonight. So at least he sat in the dry. And we have got sunshine now. It's still raining a little bit, but the sun is out on the Coliseum.
So we look forward to heat number 12 here, as we've got 78 points to 76 for the 2 legs of the fixture. That aggregate point, of course. And Ryan Ingram, well, we've got a reserve ride here. We assume it'll be Ryan Ingram. And Kai Ward will be coming to the tapes, but we've also got Senna SUMMERS, who will be going back to back.
Yeah.
If he's going in there. So that's what our little delay is here. So we've now got the gate stats, and there's that 1 win
For Joe Thompson.
For Joe Thompson. So he evens things out a little bit, but the rest of it's fairly even.
Gate 4's picked up at a couple of wins from Gate 1 since we last looked at the stats. So point scoring, yeah, Gate 1 just slightly better than Gate 3. Of course, the Centurions have raced twice in 2 days, and they've got another double header coming up next month on the Friday, July the 11th, away at Scunthorpe. Who've got that joint Scunthorpe red car team, haven't they, this year? Well, they had it last year as well. And then all the way back from Scunthorpe on the Friday to the Coliseum on the Saturday, where they've got the National Development Trophy leaders Kings Lynn here. Great seeing the name of Kings Lynn on the fixture list.
Yeah, great stuff. All to look forward to this season, of course. So Sam McGurk comes out here. It feels like we've seen a lot of Sam McGurk this evening. Of course, he's been riding very well, but had an unfortunate ride in heat number 10.
And while we're talking of Scunthorpe, of course, they're the next visitors here to the Coliseum in the Championship when they take on the Gladiators on Saturday, July the 5th. So Saturday week for that one.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing the Scorpions here for this season. So here we go then, heat number 12. We have got Kai Ward here off of the inside in Gate 1 in red. Senna SUMMERS here, back-to-back races. He's off of Gate 2 in yellow. Ryan Ingram here off of Gate 3 in blue. Sam McGurk off of Gate 4 in white.
He'll want to do better here, McGurk. He won his first 2, but he's since had his colours lowered by both Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson, so he'll be keen to get back to winning ways. But as we said, off that difficult outside gate.
He will, and Ryan Ingram here off of Gate 3 with Sam McGurk on the outside of him. Be interesting to see. Paid 11 so far this evening for Ryan Ingram, and it'd be interesting to see what he comes up with here in this tough-looking heat number 12. So tapes up, away they go, and it is the Bulls. Sam McGurk, who's going around the outside. It's Sam McGurk who leads, and Senna SUMMERS has had a much better start once again here. He's in that second place, so the Bulls are in 5-1 position as it stands.
Yeah, McGurk will be very happy with that. Just gone over the top of everyone going into that bend and then swept around the outside of his teammate Senna SUMMERS. Ryan Ingram, as he has all night, is battling hard to try and get into second place, but as I said, Sam McGurk will be keen to get back to winning ways, and he's certainly looking on course at the moment for his 3rd heat victory of the evening.
He is looking impressive in this one, and Senna SUMMERS is just keeping everything nice and tidy on that inside line. He knows that Ryan Ingram's been having a good night and is full of confidence in that 3rd, but at the moment Senna SUMMERS doing just enough to maintain this 5-1 for the visitors. They come round the turn for the final time. It is a win there for Sam McGurk, a second place there for Senna SUMMERS, and Ryan Ingram and Kai Ward out the back. So a 5-1 there for the Birmingham Bulls, and once again we've got this closing up. So very briefly, the Centurions were leading the fixture over the 2 legs, and they've now lost the lead once again. So it's really backwards and forwards here, but Sam McGurk there, that's 12 points now. He's had 3 heat wins this evening. He certainly has been going very, very well for this Birmingham Bulls outfit. He must be delighted with his evening, and takes another win there. It was a win there then. In white for Sam McGurk, 3 points for him, 2 points there for Senna SUMMERS in yellow, 1 point to Ryan Ingram there in blue. No score for Kai Ward in red. And there you have it, 38 points to 33 on the night. but the Bulls snatching the lead once again.
Yeah, and McGurk, impressive from the outside gates here. Ryan Ingram almost stayed level with him going to that first bend, but then McGurk swept around the outside, got around Senna SUMMERS, and they're on their way then. And what a last 4 heats we've had. We've had a 5-0 to the Bulls in heat number 9, then a couple of 5-1s for the Southwest Tyre Recycling Centurions, and then a 5-1 back for the Bulls, and it's put them back in front on aggregate as we go into the last 3 races here at the Coliseum. Let's pass over to the pits where Gareth has hopefully got some rider reaction.
Right, I'm down in the pits. Sorry, Nigel, I ran away. Down in the pits to try and see if we can gather up some words from some of these people. We've got Charlie Southwick right in front of us. It'd be a shame not to grab him. Charlie, I'm going to have a quick chat. This is going really nicely, isn't it? You must be really enjoying yourself.
Well, after that last race, I'm really happy with that. I mean, I think the crowd are enjoying it, so it's going well.
Both yourself and Ryan down at reserve, I think a lot of people are very, pleased to see 2 youngsters going so well. Obviously, the rain's been in all evening, but the track looks very good.
Yeah, I mean, it's really smooth. I mean, I normally ride after the meetings where it's like a bit bumpy and that. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Excellent stuff. Well, keep going, Charlie. It's great to see you going so well.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff. So, Charlie Southwick delighted with how things are. We've got the other one over here, Paul. So let's see if we can grab Ryan quickly, shall we? Ryan, let's have a quick chat. Yeah. This is what happens when you go well. Everyone wants to talk to you. I think we're on paid 12 now, I think you're on.
Yeah, it's good, track's changing a lot, you want to try to get up to the dirt now, but it's hard when you're not making gates, but luckily I have made a couple of gates so far today, and it's not been easy, but it just makes it a lot easier when you're gating.
You're often backing up the more established riders as well, so you must be enjoying following around the likes of Joe and Ben. Yeah,
I get along with the THOMSPONs really well, and it's nice to get a couple of 5-1s with Joe, and Mickey's bike wasn't ready, so I let him go out on mine, and it's just not just all about the more experience, just team craft, and just being there for people when they need you and stuff like that.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, Ryan, it's going brilliantly so far. I mean, you probably didn't even dream you'd be on paid 12 at this point, I wouldn't have thought. That'll do nicely. Yeah,
better help the bank balance a little bit, I suppose. Might be able to find myself a couple more plates or something like that, but yeah, it's nice being part of this team. Mark put so much effort into the track and all the team in general, and it's just nice to back him up and get good scores.
Great stuff. Well, Ryan, we'll let you crack on. Well done. Great job. Absolutely brilliant job. And delighted. Are we getting going here? I'm just having a check because somebody's just put their helmet on behind us. So I'm just going to have a quick look over the fence quickly. No, we look like we're all right for a minute. I've got Arran Butcher walking towards me over here. I might just try and grab him, Paul, if that's all right. Arran, can I have a quick chat a minute, mate? Yeah, a bit of a shame that incident there. I mean, I don't want to just talk about that because you've had a fairly all right night other than that, but a bit of a shame. Talk us through what happened.
Yeah, I think I sort of just ran in a bit hot, I was on the outside. I felt like I had speed when I went to the dirt, but obviously when I came back to the slick, there's a bit of rain in the air and that, and just lost grip on the back end really, and that was that.
And no damage to the bike?
Not that I know of. Maybe we'll find out in this race.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, the rest of the night's going all right. You heat win and in amongst the points.
Yeah, that's what it's about. These are all dialed in here, and some of us haven't been here for a while, so it's going to be tough. But we just got to keep chipping away. It took like the first race to sort of find the setup and that, and we just got to keep going at it. And the aggregate points there up for grabs, so that's all we can do. Good stuff, and nice to be racing against people that you know quite well. Mickey, you've been racing him a lot on the grass as well, and yeah, you've got a lot of people here that you've got a bit of a bond with, I guess. Yeah, I've been racing Mickey for the last 3 days, I think. We've met every day since Friday, so yeah, like you say, a lot of good mates here and that. So it's always nice to come down here. It's always a great track and good fun. So let's just keep chipping away and see what we can do. Great stuff. Cheers, Arran. Well done. Yeah, great to see Arran going so well, and great to hear from him as well. We'll have a quick chat with this man as well. Another man going very well. Do you mind if we have a quick chat, Sam? Sam McGurk, you're going very well this evening. Tell us all about it.
I'm making starts sometimes, and that's about all you've got to do really around here. In fairness, the track's holding quite well still. We've had constant dribble all night, but yeah, it's just kind of get and go and hold the right lines, really. Definitely against some of these lads who can ride the track well, sadly, if you don't make a gate, you are going to be hoping to make a mistake, which they rarely do. So it's Well, it's good to be back on the bike, and it's a fun track to ride. It's just obviously a bit of a shame when you're coming out of bend 2 and thinking, oh, I don't know if I can make a pass here now. Or
yeah, it's tricky to pass here, but you're making the starts. That's the main thing. But over the 2 legs as well, Sam, you must be very pleased with how you've gone. You had a really good night last night as well.
Yeah, again, it was good last night. Race. I'm just enjoying racing this year. In fairness, just National League. It's just kind of brought the fun back to it. Last year in Championship was a bit more of a wake-up call, and as well it was a very long season compared to what I'm used to. And when stuff's going difficult, it really is. But this year, I'm in 2 good teams in National League, and just back to enjoying riding my bike and not putting too much pressure on myself, and it helps the results.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. And obviously you were here down for the under-21 qualifier earlier in the year. Went well there as well. So, you obviously... You're all right at this track,
Yeah, I like riding this track. It's not any track that gives me any fears or anything like that, and it's a lot of fun, definitely when you're out front, and even sometimes if you're in second and chasing. But it's just one of them tracks, and it's just Speedway nowadays, in fairness, that it is quite difficult to pass. I mean, it can be done. I made a couple of passes at the under-21s here, and I might make a couple in my last ride, but it's just about having fun on the bike, and that's all we care about.
Great stuff. Thanks for talking to us, Sam, and well done for tonight. Yeah, great stuff. You heard it here. He's going to make some passes later on. He's just promised us. I think that's what he said. So Joe's put his helmet on. That's very clever of Joe to do that, because he knew that I'd want to talk to him. So we'll go in here. All right. You're not wearing your Kevs, are you? So I'm not going. Mickie, how's it going?
Well, if anyone's been watching, not very good.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's been a bit of a tricky evening. Apart from, of course, Joe and Ben, lots of people beating everybody, really.
Yeah, it's a tricky one on a night like tonight. Everyone taking points off everyone. Tricky to pass. I think we watched Senna pass around the outside and then get done back up the inside. I think it's Charlie that did him back up the inside. Shows when you do make a pass, you've really got to make it stick around here, otherwise they are coming back under you. It's a tricky one, but we're slowly getting there, hopefully. I've not really scored points, but we're learning every time we go out.
You look like you were gaining a lot of speed before you come off. You look like you've gained an awful lot of speed, and then suddenly, of course, it swapped ends.
Yeah, we had to change a bike before that one, so we just sort of tried a few little things on that. Struggled with the main bike last night as well with the clutch, which is sort of why we went back onto the spare bike. And just used that dirt a little bit, and it seemed to work well, and then just went into the corner far too hot and spun it around.
Yeah. Well, a lesson learned, I suppose. But are they making fun of you over there? They are, aren't they?
Oh, they're always making fun of me.
Somebody's got to. Yeah. Well, I said he put his helmet on immediately. He saw the microphone and put his helmet on. He knows the score, Joe, doesn't he?
He's scared of making fun of me. I might go over there and give him one.
Well done, Mickie. Take it easy. And have you got another ride this evening?
Hopefully I've got one more ride in a minute, but yeah, we'll give it our all for this last one and hopefully score 3 points.
Yeah, good stuff. Well done, Mickie. Well done. See if the gate's shut. The gate's still open over there. So, in fact, the gate's shut. So I think possibly, although the referee's down here, so we can't really get going yet. Look, the referee's taken Laurence. I was about to have a chat with Laurence, and the referee's taken him. But never mind. We've got the track staff all getting the things ready as well. Here we go. So Laurence has had a chat with the referee. All right, Laurence, you just slipping a $5 there to the referee. Is that what's happening?
No, $5, mate. It's 50.
Is it?
Well,
it's got up.
Well, they must have slipped him on for Heat 2 when they excluded Eli.
Do you know, that was my next question. Talk to me about that.
Well, he doesn't just fall off on the first turn, does he? And the referee said he didn't touch him. Pardon?
Right. Okay. We wondered, up in the comms box, what was said, because we saw that you were on the phone, and that was what he said. He didn't touch him.
Absolutely. And as you've got the camera, you'll see what happened.
Yep, and everyone at home did as well. So the rest of the night, though, Laurence, I mean, it's been a good night, really. All told, they're all talking about passing being difficult.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, you got to be gating. We've come with a weakened team, and we're still in there to try and get the bonus, maybe even win. You never know. But it's been a great performance. They're a great bunch of lads. They really gelled together. But missing Darryl and Max tonight is hard.
Yeah, we looked at them on paper, obviously, without Max and Darryl, and we thought, this will be nice and easy. Really hasn't been. You know, you've got Arran who's been digging deep, and you've got Senna SUMMERS who's had a couple of good rides as well.
Very much so. You know, they're all putting 110% in. As I said, they get on so well together. They're a great team. You know, they want to win.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they might just do that. We'll have to wait and see. It's still, for a moment, the Centurions took the lead on aggregate, and now it's back to the Bulls. So
absolutely. Yeah, the bonus point would be nice, but all three would be even better.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Cheers, Laurence. Well done. And let's. I think we're ready to go. So I think I'm going to hand over to Nigel upstairs. And yeah, we are on 2 minutes. So over to Nigel. I'll be with you in a minute, Nigel.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Great stuff there. Great to hear from all the riders, particularly the two Centurions youngsters there, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram, who've having such a great evening. And yeah, I think we agree with Laurence ROGERS about that decision in Heat 2 with Eli MEADOWS, but we couldn't quite work that one out either. But yeah, the Bulls are certainly still well in contention here. They certainly for the bonus, and they're only 5 adrift, so they could still get into contention for winning the meeting. But of course, in Heat 13, they've got a rather tough prospect up against them in Joe Thompson and Ben Trigger, even though Ben Trigger's off that tricky outside gate.
So Heat 13, here is the lineup for Heat 13. Arran Butcher is off the inside here in Gate 1 in white. Joe Thompson off of Gate 2 in red. Tom Spencer off of Gate 3 here in yellow. And Ben Trigger off the outside here in blue. So yeah, that's a strong looking pairing for the Centurions. That's for sure. Both riders in tremendous form, as expected at this level, really.
Was it 5 points, 9 point? Yeah, so 5-1 here to the Centurions to pretty much seal the win on the night. But obviously still the bonus point to play for if that happens. But they won't have it all their own way here, the Centurion Joe, with Arran Butcher and Tom Spencer out against them.
They certainly won't, and they are coming up to tapes ready for this Heat 13. So tapes go up, away they go, and it is the pairing of Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson who hit the front. Tom Spencer is having to go out the inside, but it is Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson who lead as they go into bends 3 and 4. Trigger's come around the outside, he has a look behind him, he sees that Thompson is there, and really, they just need to bring this home now.
Yeah, riding the dirt line beautifully there, Ben Trigger. Oh, almost lost control on the 3rd and 4th bend there, just about hung on. I'm sure a few heart rates jumped there. For a minute it looked like Ben Trigger was coming off, but at the moment leading his side to what will almost certainly be a match-winning 5-1.
He's looking mightily impressive here, Ben Trigger, as he goes into the dirt, coming off of bend 2. And unfortunately, from a Bulls perspective, Tom Spencer and Arran Butcher with no answer to this very, very quick pairing of Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson. It's a 5-1 to the Plymouth Centurions, and all of the fans here at the Coliseum delighted to see the two Plymouth Gladiators pulling off a 5-1 in Centurions colours here this evening. No doubt we'll get some Ben Trigger wheelies down the back straight.
Here we go. He delivers on cue there.
I'm glad he did, really. Joe Thompson, though, making sure that was a 5-1 there overall. So that does confirm a victory for the evening there, as Nigel said, for the Centurions. But the Heat result, it was a win in blue there for Ben Trigger, so 3 points to him, 2 points to Joe Thompson in red, 1 point there to Tom Spencer in yellow. No score there for Arran Butcher in blue. It's a 5-1, 43-34, and the Centurions narrowly take the lead once again here in this 2-leg fixture.
I guess technically 2 5-0s could still give it to Birmingham, and of course we have had 1 5-0 tonight, but
and one last night as well,
yeah,
so you never know.
Highly unlikely, but these two still unbeaten, and you can see why. Dominating out front there, Ben Trigger and Joe Thompson. You know, said showing their championship class all night, and nothing really Tom Spencer could do about that. So we're really on to looking at this aggregate bonus point now, and it's a 2-point lead for the Centurions with 2 races left.
Yeah, we've got Senna SUMMERS coming out here, so we've effectively got the 2 reserves for the Birmingham Bulls, Senna SUMMERS and Eli MEADOWS, out for this one. So here we go then, Heat 14. We have got the tapes in Gate 1 in blue, Charlie Southwick. A great paid 7-point haul so far this evening. Gate 2, Senna SUMMERS here in white. He's on paid 10, he's been banging in points as well. Gate 3 in red is Mickie SIMPSON. Gate 4 in yellow is Eli MEADOWS. So SUMMERS and MEADOWS for the Birmingham Bulls up against here SIMPSON and Charlie Southwick for the Centurions. So yes, as you say, Nigel, it's all about defending that very narrow lead across the 2 legs to try and get that aggregate bonus point.
And again, if they can get a 5-1 here for the Centurions, then it would wrap the extra point up as well. But
well, here we go, Mickie SIMPSON. He's disappointed with his night so far. He's got a way out here in Heat 14. Tapes up, away they go. Senna SUMMERS have made a good start. Charlie Southwick gets in a bit of a mess on the inside. Mickie SIMPSON has actually taken the lead at the front. Charlie Southwick out of picture, is desperately trying to get off the track. And there's a rider gone into the fence at the back as well. So all sorts of things going on here. And finally the red lights and red flags come on here. So drama at the back. Eli MEADOWS fell at the back. Charlie Southwick fell on bend 1 as well. So all sorts of different things going on here.
I'm so glad to see Eli MEADOWS stand up there. He took a real whack going into the 4th bend there.
So Southwick straightened up and fell on the machine, and then he was struggling to get himself up off camera. And then Eli MEADOWS, he seemed to straighten up here. We're just going to miss it there. He's now down again. He did bang his head quite hard, so I'm just wondering if he's a bit dazed.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think he hit just beyond the air fencing, so he's gone into like the wire catch fencing down that, just coming into the home straight. So that should be obviously blue and yellow excluded, because Charlie Southwick wasn't under power when the race was stopped. But I said our main concern at the moment is Eli MEADOWS, who did stand up straight away, but then has sat down again. I would imagine he's pretty winded after hitting the fence like that. But yeah, it looked nasty, the impact. Or he's getting to his feet now. That's great to see.
Yeah, he's up on his feet, Eli MEADOWS, so that is good to see. He did bang his head quite hard, so no doubt he was a little bit shaken up by whatever went on there. I think he must have just straightened up and then ran out of space. Just while we were looking at what was happening with Charlie Southwick, immediately I looked back down the straight and saw that Eli MEADOWS was coming off. So
yeah, just caught the tail end of him going into the fence.
So they're having a look at his helmet there, and his helmet looks pretty good, so that's good. But Eli MEADOWS, that'll be his night run, and he'll be very, very disappointed with his evening. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's been in the wars, hasn't he? It's yeah, he looks okay, doesn't he? Just a bit shaken up. I'm not surprised. There's Tom Spencer with him, and of course the Centurions team manager Barry Bishop. Yeah, confirmation that both Southwick and MEADOWS have been excluded. So we are going to have a race with only 2 riders, but it can't be a 5-0 because there's one for each team.
Yeah. It looks like he's okay. That's the relief. And obviously Charlie Southwick, just a really awkward fall. He just seemed to straighten up on the bike and just couldn't get himself up from under it, which is a shame. So we've got SUMMERS here for the Birmingham Bulls up against Mickie SIMPSON for the Plymouth Centurions, and Mickie had hit the front there, and he was a little bit disappointed with himself in the pits, but and obviously he's had that fall coming into bend 1, so he wasn't pleased about that either. He finally hit the front there after a really good first turn, and will be disappointed the race was stopped, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it felt like there's a confirmation of the 2 starters.
Yeah, it's just the 2. Nobody off of gate 1 there, and nobody off of gate 4. So we've got Senna SUMMERS off of 2 in white.
It's like the old match races they used to have back in the British League days. But yeah, I was surprised when you spoke to Mickie, and I was surprised he only had 3 to his name. It felt like he'd scored more than that tonight, but
he's had a lot of drama, that's for sure. But here we go then, the rerun of heat 14. And tapes up, away they go, and Mickie Simpson makes the best of the start. It is Simpson who leads considerably after they come off of bend 2. So Senna Summers is the man to chase here, and Mickie Simpson will be doing all he can to make sure that Senna Summers doesn't come anywhere near him.
Well, he said he hoped to finish the evening with 3 points, and at the moment he looks like he's going to deliver, but you certainly can't count Senna Summers out. Got a bit of ground to make up here, entering the final 2 laps, and Mickie Simpson will just be concentrating and trying to stay on and win the race at the same time.
Yeah, he's staying down low here, isn't he? And Senna Summers knows that, so he knows that there is an opportunity for him if he wants to go chasing the dirt. But well, all the riders were saying it's very hard to overtake, so he's going to have a go here on the last turn, Senna Summers, but there's no way round. So Mickie Simpson picks up 3 points there for both himself and the Centurions to double his score this evening. That will certainly make him feel a little bit better about his journey to Devon, I'm sure.
That'll please his dad watching at home as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So Mickie Simpson there for the Plymouth Centurions, of course, a new rider to come into this Plymouth Centurion side. Taking 3 points there in Heat 14, taking a heat win, and making sure that the Centurions maintain this lead over the 2 legs, the aggregate lead.
Yeah, and that does give us, in terms of the bonus point, last heat decider.
So here is the results of Heat 14. It was a win for Mickie Simpson in red, so 3 points to him, 2 points to Senna Summers in white, 1 point there to, no points of course, to Charlie Southwick and Eli MEADOWS, both excluded after those incidents, separate incidents, in the first lap of the first running of Heat 14. So it's a 3-2, it's 46-36 now overall, so a 10-point lead, and 87 points to 84 on aggregate. And we look to Heat 15. Now, I'm interested to see who goes out here, because the obvious choice would be Joe Thompson, and you can see that Joe's with Barry
Thompson
now.
and Trigger, McGurk and probably Spencer, I would say. Or we might go with Senna Summers.
So Trigger is...
yeah, they're just discussing which gates, no doubt.
Trigger, of course, is on a max, and Joe Thompson on a paid max so far, so they'll both want to finish on a max, there's no doubt about that, and you assume that that's what this discussion is all about. It's about the fact that they're going out in Heat 15. And Laurence ROGERS is there in discussion with Tom Spencer and Sam McGurk, so I think you've probably predicted the Heat 15 runners there, Nigel.
Yeah, not too... as I said, the only decision really was for the Bulls with Tom Spencer, or, well, you could have gone with Arran Butcher, maybe Senna Summers, but I think Spencer with the experience, and Arran Butcher's had quite an eventful last couple of rides. So yeah, still also play for that bonus point, and you know, Laurence ROGERS alluded to it when you spoke to him. They're delighted, really. They came down here without 2 of their top riders, and to be going into Heat 15 still battling it out for that bonus. I think if you'd offered him before the meeting, I'm sure he would have bitten your hand off.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that he's pleasantly surprised, especially when he immediately talked about Heat 2. So to start the meeting with such disappointment. Senna Summers there, he's had an up and down night, Senna Summers. He's had some really good rides, then some disappointing ones, but no doubt getting quicker and quicker every time we see Senna Summers. He's riding a lot as well at the moment, I think, which is probably good for him.
And the Bulls have only had 4 scorers, haven't they? So Eli MEADOWS and Joe Crewe both haven't scored, so 36 points from 4 riders is pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure Joe Crewe will have, I'm going to say enjoyed the experience. I don't know if enjoyed is the word, but appreciated the experience is probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're on 2 minutes here for Heat 15. So I think it's caught the riders unawares a little bit because they weren't even kitted up and ready. So all of a sudden we are on 2 minutes for Heat 15. And Joe Thompson there with his brother Dan. It just blows my mind, these riders all over the place. Joe and Dan, of course, racing at Vauxhall yesterday at Ipswich. Now they're down here. And goodness knows where they'll both be on Thursday this week as well.
Yeah, probably riding again in the Elite League.
In the Elite League, or in the Premier League, Premiership. That's my fault, Nigel. I kept saying Elite League earlier. That's my fault. Yeah. Old habits die hard. So here we go then. This Heat 15, and it really is on the wall, I think, here, to be fair.
I just hope Speedway don't go down the route of Rugby Union, who've just changed the Premiership and the Championship to Prem and Champ. I think, please don't go down that road, Speedway authorities. It's to appeal to a more modern audience, apparently.
So here is Heat 15 then, ready to go. We have got Joe Thompson off of Gate 1 here for the Centurions in red. Paid max so far. Sam McGurk, 12 points so far. He's on Gate 2 in white for the Birmingham Bulls. Ben Trigger off of Gate 3 for the Centurions in blue, also on a max so far. And Tom Spencer off the outside here, Gate 4 in yellow, to complete the lineup for the Birmingham Bulls.
And you'd be a brave man to bet against the Centurions duo here, really, especially off the inside gates.
Yeah, and certainly Ben and Joe, when they rode together earlier in the meeting, were very clinical, and tapes up, away they go. And it looks as though Tom Spencer has fallen. The red lights are on.
That's all four back as far as I'm concerned. He just got clipped there by Ben Trigger going into the first. Yeah, all four riders is a decision.
Yeah, and there you can see that Ben Trigger, Tom Spencer tried to come across Ben Trigger, but I think Trigger had already gone. So all four back for this one. I would be fascinated to find out Laurence ROGERS' opinion based on what happened in Heat 2 after that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could say, all right, Ben Trigger took his wheel away, but yeah, it's. I think again, I think it'd be incredibly harsh to exclude Ben Trigger there. So I think all four is correct, and that should have been the decision in Heat 2 as well.
Yeah, it seems an odd one, doesn't it? It does still seem an odd one, but we won't keep bringing it up because we might be banned. You never know. This could be our last hurrah. But here we go. We've got Dave Waters in the ref's box, and this time we are agreeing with you, Dave. So all good from our end. Not that our opinion makes any difference whatsoever, but the two riders there for the Gladiators certainly made the best of the start, and but you can see what Tom Spencer is trying to do.
Yeah. 2 minutes, so that we're going to have an announcement there. 2 minutes for all four riders. And, Tom Spencer's already round at the tapes, the other three just about to join him for the climax to what's been an interesting meeting, isn't it? We've had a lot of incidents, and we've had the drizzle, and it's not been short of talking points, has it?
So here is the rerun then of Heat 15. Thompson and Trigger for the Centurions. Thompson off of red, Gate 1. Trigger in blue off of Gate 3. And McGurk and Spencer for the Bulls. McGurk in white and Spencer in yellow off the outside. Yeah, we've had all 4 seasons, I think, haven't we? Plenty of incidents. Not as much overtaking as usual here at the Coliseum. Of course, it's produced some good overtakes in this season with the new banking and the wider circuit. But with the drizzle, it did become quite slick off track, I think. Offline.
I think also no disrespect to the riders, a lower level of rider, you probably need to have a bit more confidence in your ability to go around the outside on those third and fourth bends. We've seen Arran Butcher do it tonight, and it's just especially if you're a visitor and it's a track you're not that familiar with.
So here we go then, heat 15 is at the tapes for the rerun. And tapes go up, away they go. Joe Thompson makes a good start, Ben Trigger's not made such a good start here. And in fact, both of the Birmingham Bulls have found their way past Ben Trigger. And also in yellow, getting very close. And the rider in yellow disappearing under the safety fence. So once again, we've got red lights here.
Yeah,
so a huge shame there.
He's got himself out, thankfully. Tom Spencer got stuck under the safety fence under the 4th bend, but he's fine up on his feet. Yeah, he was trying really hard to go around the out. I was just talking about being brave going around those 3rd and 4th bends, and he just picked up, didn't he?
This, yeah, straight picked up very quickly, and he was very quickly in the air fence, so that's a shame, but good to see Tom Spence having a go, and Ben Trigger will be relieved, I'd imagine, because he'd made not the best of starts there, and was he had a real task in hand to try and get past the Birmingham Bulls.
Yeah, great effort there from Tom Spencer, really gated well there and was going to make a gutsy move around the outside of Joe Thompson, but yeah, just got in the dirt there, just got a bit too much grip, couldn't hang on, but great to see him up, and he's just ridden back into the pits. And
we've got Barry Bishop on the phone here, so we're hearing
he can't have excluded Joe Thompson.
So we're hearing that Joe Thompson has been excluded here. Certainly from where we were looking, yeah, Joe Thompson there has been excluded, which is very, very strange. From where we were, obviously the referee is down that end, so perhaps he saw something that we didn't.
Well, that's all you can say, is that the referee had a much better view of that than we did. But I mean, Joe Thompson looks absolutely well. He's laughing, because if he didn't laugh, he'd cry, I think. That's astonishing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we. I mean, we've had a look at it as well, haven't we? So we've had a look at the replay ourselves, and that's taken us completely out of left field.
Clearly, the replay showed that Tom Spencer picked up some grip there and ran out of room.
Yeah, we're lost for words, to be honest, at that point. So yeah, Sam McGurk there is coming back towards us to go and collect his bike, but. So Trigger goes on his own here, so he's all on his own. He looks a little bit perplexed by it all as well. You can lip read. Might not be worth lip reading right now if you're easily offended, because I don't know what they might be saying.
As I said, the referee's got a better view of the 3rd and 4th bend. So
I'll tell you what, Ben, that hairstyle is fantastic. He could be. He's getting himself ready for. Grease the musical, I think, there with that hair, but yeah, look at this. That's the only reaction, really, I think, there. I think Joe Thompson, Mitchell Clough and Dan Thompson are a little bit shocked by what's just gone on.
I'd love to know Tom Spencer's view on that.
We're going to have another look here. So we have another look. So we have a look here. Joe Thompson goes into the turn, and there is where. Okay.
Sorry, my view doesn't change on that.
No, I mean, even trying to work out what's happened.
That is more baffling than the Heat 2 decision, which went against Birmingham, of course.
Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps they're evening things out. Who knows? Well, either way, we got a 3-rider Heat 15 here, but now it's a Ben Trigger versus. 2 Birmingham Bulls instead.
There certainly didn't appear to be any contact, did there, between Joe Thompson and Tom Spencer?
And I think if there was any contact, it was Tom Spencer riding into, or just catching his leg, really, on Joe Thompson, who just maintained his line. But the referee's seen it differently down there and has excluded Joe Thompson.
Well, if Laurence ROGERS felt aggrieved over the Heat 2 decision, which he did, of course, he will probably feel now, as you said, that things have been evened up a little bit, and that could be a crucial decision in terms of the bonus point.
Yeah, it could be, because Ben Trigger didn't make the best of starts in that first running, and here he comes onto the track. Ben knows what job he has to do. Suddenly it's got a little bit harder for him, and also that seed of doubt has been planted where he found himself in 4th in the earlier running of that race.
So Tom Spencer gets a reprieve in yellow.
So here we go then, the 3rd running here of this Heat 15 coming to tapes. No rider on the inside, of course. Sam McGurk off of 2 in white, Ben Trigger off of 3 in blue, and Tom Spencer off of yellow in 4.
Well, if the 2 Bulls riders can gate here, then Ben Trigger's going to have to work his way through, because they obviously need a 5-1, the Bulls, to nick that bonus point.
Yeah, Ben Trigger is making sure he's ready here, because he knows he's got to make a good start this time.
He just needs 2nd place. I'm sure he won't be going out just to get 2nd place, but that's all the Centurions need to get that bonus point. Obviously the 2 league points, or the 2 trophy points I should say, already in the bag. So here we go for a 3rd time.
3rd time lucky here in Heat 15 as the tapes are ready. The tapes go up, away they go. Trigger has made a good start this time. It is Ben Trigger who leads, but coming round the outside is Tom Spencer. He goes right round the outside of Ben Trigger. So that's a good ride from Tom Spencer to get into the lead.
Sam McGurk with it all to do. He needs to get past Ben Trigger if they're going to get the bonus points. Trigger, he's got to keep his eyes behind him and also try and close the gap on Tom Spence, but as I said, he just needs 2nd place really. Just needs to hold on to what he's got.
He's having a good go here, Ben Trigger, as he goes into Ben 3, throws it sideways, tries to tuck it up the inside, but Tom Spencer's riding a good line here. Ben Trigger's really close to Tom Spencer in the late stage of this race. He's going to try and generate some speed for this last turn, Ben Trigger. He's going to turn it up the inside. He almost turns it inside out there. He's not going to manage it. It's a 4-2 to the Birmingham Bulls here. A great win there for Tom Spencer, who finds himself still in this race despite that incident before. It's a 4-2 to the Bulls, and a good win there for Tom Spencer, who came round the outside of Ben Trigger. And it's a 48 points to 40, the same as last night's score, but the other way round, interestingly.
48-41 last night, wasn't it?
Of course, there's 1 point in it.
Yes.
Fantastic finish. Well, here's the official result then. It was a win in yellow for Tom Spencer, 3 points to him, 2 points to Ben Trigger there in blue, 1 point to Sam McGurk in white. No score there for Joe Thompson in red. It's a 4-2 to the Birmingham Bulls, but it's a 48 points to 40 win in favour of the Plymouth Centurions, and crucially by 1 point, it's 89 points to 88. The Plymouth Centurions take the aggregate point.
Wow, what a dramatic end to the evening there, and hats off to the Bulls who've really fought all the way to the finish there despite missing a couple of their top end riders in Darryl Richings and Max James, and Tom Spencer again, brilliant last ride there. I'm sure Barry Bishop alongside his heart was in his mouth at times during that race, because Ben Trigger seemed determined to try and win it and had a couple of nasty experiences there, but just about managed to hang on to 2nd place, and they got the aggregate bonus points. So all 3 points for Plymouth tonight. Gets them off the mark in the National Development Trophy table. Birmingham stay 2nd on, I think it's 5 points. Kings Lynn leading the way on 7. But yeah, a very exciting ending to the evening. And Ben Trigger finishing the evening, having his colours lowered there at 14 points for Ben Trigger. Joe Thompson, of course, with that exclusion, with 11, paid 12. And the 2 reserves, as we were talking about earlier, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram, weighing in very nicely. Charlie Southwick was 6, paid 7. And a good 9, paid 12 haul, I think, for Ryan Ingram. Just seeing the Centurions riders, sponsored by Southwest Tyres Recycling this season, just getting on the tractor, going on for their victory parade. And Barry Bishop, his first home meeting in charge, getting off to a winning start. Barry just jumping on the truck, I should say. It's not tractor. putting his arm around Ben Trigger, no doubt, telling him that he was giving him a few heart attacks there. He didn't show any intention at all of just staying in second place there. He's determined to try and overtake Tom Spencer. And there was a few heart-stopping moments there, but and here are the confirmed scores for the evening. As I said, Joe Thompson 11+1, Ben Trigger out front leading the way with 14. The two reserves getting 15, paid 19 between them, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram. Mickie SIMPSON finishing with a heat win for 6, and Kai Ward picking up 2, paid 4. 3 double-figure hauls for the Bulls. Sam McGurk with 13. Tom Spencer, that great last heat win, albeit fortuitously allowed into the rerun, with 12. Senna SUMMERS picking up 10+2, and then Arran Butcher with 5+1, and a couple of zeros for Joe Crewe, making his debut in the National League, and Eli MEADOWS, who probably deserves something for his evening's work, but also getting 0. So 48-40 on the night, 89-88 to the Centurions on aggregate. And I'm sure if you've watched both nights racing, that's been some good entertainment. Maximus just following the truck around, but happy Centurions fans giving their team a good round of applause. And Barry Bishop just looking up to the box here and pumping his arms in the air, delighted to get off to a winning home start. And he's now going to chat to Gareth to give his reaction on that home victory.
So Barry Bishop, we've got you here. A good night, really. I mean, it's a win. I suppose that's the most important thing, but a good night all round. What are your thoughts at this point?
Great night all round. I can't tell you how proud I am of the boys. Even more proud to get the bonus point. That was my target today. I feel we were a little bit unlucky with some of the referee decisions, but equally we had some luck as well, so let's be fair. But I felt that overall we were the better side tonight, but by some way.
Let's pick apart some of the individual performances tonight, because there's some that that I know that you'll be very keen to point out.
Of course, Charlie Southwick and Ryan Ingram, both brilliant. I'm very proud of both those boys. But of course, they led by their heat leaders. So Ben and Joe, again, led by example, both rode very, very well. But for me, Charlie Southwick, oh wow, I'm so proud of him. He done so well. Of course, he's come through the school on the Isle of Wight, and I've seen him from a pee-wee right the way up to 500 and performing like this now. So very happy.
Yeah, Charlie and Ryan were the stars of the show really today, but obviously Joe Thompson and Ben Trigger, they had a job to do. They came and did it really, didn't they? Yeah, they both did really well. You know, that's their job. They're heat leaders at the end of the day, and they rode really well. And of course, Mickie is his, I think, second time here. He got dialed in his last ride, so good things to come from him. And Kai, he rode really well as well. He had a bit of bad luck with a cut out, but other than that, very happy all round. And the track, the riders were saying it was difficult to overtake tonight. I think it's probably because of the rain, but it still made for, because of the scoreline, it still made for a good speedway meeting. Yeah, and there was overtaking as well, but you're right, it pretty much rained the entire way through the meeting apart from now. It stopped, so I want to thank and congratulate both sides actually for persevering and carrying on, because we know we've had other events where riders won't go out if it's a little bit wet. So not that I want to be controversial or anything, but it was raining the entire way through tonight, and they both riders and team managers and just wanted to crack on and do the meeting. So thoughts on this National Development Trophy now? We've got going with it. You've had 3 meetings now as a team. So what are your thoughts on the Development Trophy as a tournament, but also on what it's bringing to Speedway? It's a really good tournament, and I think from our perspective, our riders will gel more. They'll get quicker, as the season goes on. They'll be inspired and led by Joe and Ben. To improve, we hope, and also Mickey's quite experienced as well, and so the plan is to keep doing that. We've got some tough sides ahead of us, but having said that, it's our first one at home. They rode really well. I think we won by 12 points on the night or something. If we could do that against the other 3, then we'll be up there. Yeah, good stuff. Well, personally for yourself, of course, you've been leading the team now 3 times, a slightly different role for yourself. How are you enjoying team management? It's actually
It's quite stressful, actually. I mean, I like it, of course. I like anything to do with Speedway. I love my role on the Isle of Wight equally as much as this, and I can't wait to get started there. But here it's slightly different because on the island I'm thinking about everything with Martin. Here my job is team management, so everything's done around me. I'm the one saying that I need something doing as opposed to having to do it. So from that perspective, it's great, and I love working with the riders, of course, and I'm really privileged to have the team that we've got right now.
Great stuff. Well, thanks, Barry. Well done for tonight. Congratulations. And, looking forward to more of the same in future meetings here at the Coliseum.
Yep, great. Thanks very much.
So there's a very happy Centurions team manager, Barry Bishop, just summing up nicely the events of this evening. The next home live stream on Gladiators TV is the Cab Direct Championship. And it's on Saturday, July the 5th, when the Plymouth Gladiators take on the Scunthorpe Scorpions here at the Coliseum. That's a 7 p.m. start for the meeting, 6:45 the live stream that night. The Gladiators TV crew, the main cameras, thank you very much to Rob Haywood, roaming camera Paul Hague, the presentator, commentator, and the person just doing that interview with Gary Bemister, myself, Nigel Walrond. Producer director Andy Hague in the box alongside us. Graphics powered by Candysoft. Rider images supplied by BSPL. Thank you to everyone involved tonight. We hope you've really enjoyed the action from the Coliseum tonight. It's been a nip and tuck battle between the Centurions and the Bulls. The Centurions winning on the night 48-40 and just nicking the bonus point by 1 point. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a very good evening. It's good night from all of us.